Hey, you guys. What's up? What's shaking? How's it going? Uh, all right. So thank you so much for, you know, buying my journals that I put out a couple days ago. Man, they went quick. Surprised me. Um, I did want to say one thing about that. I had mentioned at the beginning of my Etsy restock video that I just put out a couple days ago, that I wasn't going to do like a timed release on my journals. And I normally don't do that anyway, but I did do it on the previous release. And a lot of people got pretty frustrated with that whole thing because at checkout on Etsy, it kind of turned into like a fight. And so I just wanted to let you know that for future reference, if for any artist that you're looking to make a purchase from them or whatever, or me, um, there's an option on Etsy um, where um, so you can add things to your cart, or there's another button that says buy now, I think it says. So just FYI, when you add something to your cart, that doesn't mean that it's not still out there in cyberspace available for someone else to buy it. And that was the problem that a lot of people were having um, at checkout, was that they went to buy something and someone else had already bought it, and so they were getting error messages from Etsy and all that kind of stuff, and it was frustrating. And it was because someone had already paid for it. So the quickest way to make a purchase on Etsy is to store your payment information on Etsy. So your credit card number or whatever, your PayPal or something like that. And honestly, I think PayPal is the quickest way to do it. Um, well, maybe not the quickest, but the easiest anyway, to store payment information, I mean, and the most secure. So anyway, but if you can store some kind of payment information on Etsy, then you have the option of hitting that buy now button, and then it's just one more click and you're done and it's paid for, rather than add to cart, go to cart, check out, verify payment information, verify address, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And then finally, you get to where you complete your purchase. That buy now option is way faster, and I'm not saying it's guaranteed that you can still, that you wouldn't have those same issues, but I just wanted to let you guys know that that is an option, and it is faster, and you know so it's whatever. And I know a lot of people are concerned about storing payment information on the internet and all that stuff, but to be honest, your payment information, credit cards, banking information, all that stuff is already on the internet. So, it's not any more risky than, having something direct deposited into your checking account, honestly. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, and, kind of let you guys know, because I was talking to my mom about it today and she said that I should tell you guys that. So anyway, so I was in Seattle a couple weeks ago, and I went to a couple different art supply stores. The first one was Blick, and I'd always wanted to go to the store. Obviously, their website is expansive. I mean, it's insanely huge. And there's Blick stores in a lot of different cities, but I wanted to go to the actual store when I was in Seattle last year, and I had such a hard time finding somewhere to park because they were doing construction down there. And anybody who's ever been to Seattle or driven in Seattle or who lives in Seattle will tell you that parking and driving and navigating is kind of a pain in the neck. So, like more than in a lot of cities. So just saying. Anyway, but I was able to go. this time found perfect parking spot, all that, no construction, and I just went crazy. First, and I wasn't necessarily looking for art supplies, but I really just wanted to look around the store and just kind of see what it was like, and it was nice. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, but anyway, upstairs in the store, they've got a whole kind of like a little balcony that's set up with all kinds of handmade papers and like decorative type of papers, and that you buy like by the sheet. And so I just went, oh my God, and it's all in these nice drawers and stuff. So I promised that I would show you guys finally, 5 minutes into the video. Um, I promised that I would show you the papers that I bought there. I did go to another art supply store also while I was there, and I'll tell you about that one when we get to it. But I want to show you the papers that I got at Blick. Oh, first let me show you. My kids and I went down to, I think, Freeman, and I went to into this little tea shop, and I bought this cup, and I'm telling you, it is the most, I just like, I couldn't not buy it. Okay. I bought this travel cup. So anyway, I've used it a couple times, but yeah, so it's made by Rifle Paper Company, Corksicle, I guess. I don't know. Corksicle. Anyway, isn't it beautiful? They make other cups, like different sizes with the same pattern. Like I think they have one that's like got an actual handle too, and then a smaller version of this style. But anyway, it wasn't cheap, but it was so pretty. I just had to have it. Anyway, I have a thing for pretty coffee cups. Um, so there are a few of these that did not come from Blick, but I've mixed them all up now, so I can't remember which ones. But it's only like 3 or 4 of them. So, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just look at them anyways. So a lot of these are mulberry paper. Some of them are rice paper. And, some of them, I don't know, some of them are batiqued, which are just amazing. I've always wanted to know how to do batik and learn how to do it because it's just such a cool process. Anyway, so I got this one. It's like I don't know if it's coming through to you, but it's like a really pretty peach color, um, like coral. Well, it's coral. It's a coral color. But it also kind of looks almost like a wild mushroom that I've seen. So anyway, but I'm pretty sure it's intended to be coral. Let's see. I've got, this one is sticking out really far for some reason. Let me just move that one real quick, because that way I don't have to take them all out of this roll. Okay, and then this one, isn't that cool? I love this one. I think I got 2 of this design, but I was thinking that I want to make some journals that are just filled with like drawing paper and watercolor paper, handmade paper, that kind of stuff, like just different kinds of plain paper. And I wanted to use some of these as the covers. So sort of like almost like a flow journal type of thing with paper for different media, different types of media. Anyway, but they would need to be kind of like labeled so you would know if, this is watercolor or this is like pastel paper or whatever, because I just love paper. Anyway, so that one, just kind of, sort of flowery, but actually what these look like are spore prints from mushrooms. And then I got that same one in kind of like pink and red. And then this one, this is one of the ones that I believe came from the other art supply store. And that store is Artists and Craftsman Supply in Seattle. And it's kind of like in the University District. So it's actually not far from Blick. So if you're in Seattle and, or you're going to visit Seattle, if you want to go to Blick, check out this other store too, because it's it's really cool. A little more like a little friendlier, a little funkier, kind of a little more eclectic, and they kind of cater to all different types of crafts and art. So like they even have yarn there, you know. Anyway, so then the same design on white. And then this one, like a cherry blossom, which I think is cool. It's like white cherry blossoms on yellow paper. And then it's another one of these. Oh, I think I got 3 or 4 of those. Yeah, so there's 3 so far. I love this, and I'm obviously planning to use that in journals, upcoming journals. This one is really cool, and I thought it would be fun to color this, like with gel pens or even watercolor or something like that. And this one, the dragonflies. And here's a batik with this leaf pattern. And then I got that in green. There's a yellow one here too, that yellow, gold, brown color one. And then this one, it's a little yellow and orange and purple flowers. I don't know if this is batik or not. Honestly, I don't think these are batiks. Maybe they are. They're just lightly, the pattern is kind of light on them, because I know this is batik because you can see it on both sides, but this one not as much. So I don't know. Anyway, so this one is really cool. And then this one and that one. I told you guys I went nuts. And then beautiful, like, I don't know, almost like, I don't know what kind of flowers those are. They're not roses. Maybe they're, I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, and then this one, and some of these patterns I've seen at Spokane Art Supply. I don't know where they get them, but I have seen some of these pattern papers before. I love this one. I just love paper, you guys. And then here's the same cherry blossom that's like gray with brown little twigs and white flowers. And this one came from Artists and Craftsmen also. And this one has little tigers. I don't know if you can see, but they're like, can you see the little tigers in there? Looks to me like it was probably made in India. And then this one, I actually have some rubber stamps that are really similar to that. So I thought it would be kind of fun to maybe try to recreate some of these patterns. So on other kinds of paper. So those are the big handmade papers. And most of these measure, I think, like 20 by 30, something like that. And then they had a whole selection at Blick of the Cavallini posters. Okay, so these are just posters. And I picked up, I think, 1, 2, I think I got 4 of this one. These are the Wildflower Specimens. There's a shop here in Spokane that also carries these, but they didn't have this one. So I made sure I kind of stocked up on it. I love using these for like end papers and journals and things like that. And they're also kind of fun to fussy cut these flowers. Like they're just neat, you know. So I probably will fussy cut at least one of these. And then I got this one, which is a color chart, which I love. And then kind of hard to show you these giant things. And then this one, which is all cameras, kinds of different cameras. And then I got 2 of the bees and honey. And I thought I would maybe fussy cut this one too. I don't know. And then save one. I don't have any wall space in my house really because it's all covered with shelving. Wherever I can stick a shelf, uh, I do to store my stuff. And I just don't have a lot of closets and stuff here. Wouldn't this be fun to fussy cut all of these little pieces, like with the numbers and everything? Sorry about my hands, guys. In case you're wondering, I have ink and paint and mostly ink that is being very stubborn about coming off. But I don't care if you don't care. I'm not like a hand model or anything. Okay, so that was Blick for handmade papers and decorative papers. And then, oh my God, there's this whole stack of other papers. The sketchbook aisle. Okay. So a lot of these are drawing papers, like or pastel paper, like you intended for pastels. I didn't buy any mixed media paper for some reason. I don't know why, but I should have, but I didn't. I was just really excited about all the different drawing papers mostly. So I got a pad of or a sketchbook of the toned gray, the Strathmore toned gray, which is just beautiful, and it's a nice weight. It's not super heavy, but it's a nice weight. It's an 80-pound paper. And then, oh, this is, wait, let's put this over here. And then I got this Fabriano sand toned paper. Just a really nice texture, beautiful color. I know it looks just like craft paper, but it's not exactly. I mean, it has a little bit of a tooth to it, and just couldn't pass it up. Couldn't. I think these were buy one get one, so I think that's why I wound up with those two. But I got the moss also, so it's a beautiful green. It's not coming through exactly the green that it is. It's a little more green than what you're seeing. What you're seeing is a little more gray. So at least if it's coming across like it is on my monitor. So I got those two. They're 15% cotton, 85-pound. Oh, those go over there. And then I got a few of these. I think I got actually just, oh yeah, I knew I got three. So these are the Canson pastel papers. This one is the gray tones. So this one is like a really light gray, and the camera's going to go crazy now. And then it just goes through different tones of gray, cool grays and warmer grays. These darker ones are really neat. You can see the fibers in the paper. And then onto another shade, and then to more of like almost a brownish gray, really warm gray. And then this one is the earth tones. So starts out with this deep, rich color through to more of a tan, more of a light brown like sienna. And this one is actually kind of a green, almost a mossy kind of color. And then just like a natural kind of cream. And then this one is just assorted colors. So these are more like blue. There's some more of that gray. This one's kind of got a pink tone, kind of like a orangey sort of tone, almost like a mauve, and then a pretty bright white. Okay, I love these papers. I used to buy these in full sheets too, like the 20 by 30 sheets. So then I got two Strathmore pads. This one is the Art Again drawing paper in black. Just a really nice weight of paper. Did I tell you the weight on the pastel paper is a 98 pound? So I got the black in that Strathmore paper and then the toned blue, and I love this one. This one is my favorite. I should have got two of these. Such a nice paper. It's such a neat weight. It's a really, it's almost like a heavy cardstock weight. Um, it's got to be, yeah, 184 pound. This is beautiful paper. I love this paper. I need more of this paper. Oh, this is a mixed media paper. Okay. I lied. I did get a mixed media paper. That's why it's such a heavier weight. And then I got a pack of this Van Gogh black watercolor paper. Oh, this actually came from Artists and Craftsmen. And this is nice. Um, it's like a cold press paper. Let's see. 140 pound. So it's only 12 sheets in there. I guess it's manufactured by Royal Talens. And then I got a pad of the Stonehenge Aqua cold press in black. And this paper is 140 pounds. It's a little bit more toothy, if you know what I mean. It's got a little bit more, like this one is a little bit smoother, like almost glossier. Like this one, I feel like it'll suck the paint up a little bit better. So if that makes any sense. And I just got the smaller ones of these. These come in many different sizes, but I mostly like, I don't know, I like to work on my desk, so I kind of like this sort of size. Anyway, and then I got a couple pads of this, the Duralar um, film, okay? And I've never seen these before, but these are, it says that they're archival polyester film treated on both sides to accept water-based mediums, markers, and inks. And so that means you can use watercolor on it, but it's clear, right? Like, not like Yupo. Yupo, this is clear. So you can watercolor on this. So won't that be fun when I learn how to watercolor? No, I feel like everybody knows how to watercolor, but not everybody feels like super comfortable with sharing whatever they paint with the world, right? Because I think we've all watercolored at some point in our lives, when we were like in kindergarten. So anyway, but then this one is called Durabrite White, and it's also a durable mixed media surface for watercolor, alcohol ink, sprays, and acrylics. So these were not cheap. Like, I'm going to say probably around 20 bucks, but had to have it. And this one it's a little bit heavier. It's obviously, I mean, it's more like cardstock weight. So anyway, so I'm going to try it out and see how it works. And then I had to get a pad of Yupo. This is the Yupo translucent. It's 104 pounds, so 153 GSM if you're, looking at GSM. But you can use watercolor, alcohol, acrylic on Yupo paper. This is just a piece of plastic that was in the bottom of my shopping bag. But so it's kind of translucent, so you can, see a little bit of a shadow through it. So that'll be fun to play with. I've actually tried Yupo before, and this is kind of like a what am I trying to say? Like palette paper. So it's like slick. So you could use this as a palette, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so big pot of Yupo, and my intention is to cut these down a little bit smaller. Um, and then okay, so I think that's all. I did buy some paint and stuff at at Blick, but you know, nothing super crazy. Or you know, I bought a couple watercolor sets and like some metallic watercolors and stuff, but I'm going to show you guys those in upcoming videos. Okay. Um, and then, so the rest of what I have as far as paper and stuff did come from, Artists and Craftsmen. Yeah, I just want to make sure that was the name of it. So Artists and Craftsmen. So I got these two watercolor sketchbooks. This one, and these are like handmade with handmade paper. This one is really heavy, like super thick. Oh no, these came from Blick. I remember now. These came from Blick. They were shrink wrapped in plastic. So I wasn't able to actually, you know, feel the paper before I bought them. But I just kind of said, well, I'm just going to get them anyway, because they weren't super expensive. I think they were around $10 or $12. Anyway, but I like that they have the little tie on them. And but this one was marketed as rough. And then and I've used it just like, I think I cut one page out and just kind of played around with some watercolors on it just to kind of see what it does. But it's pretty cool. It's really thick paper. And then this one is kind of the same, except for this one was the smooth. So it's a little bit thinner and not as like bumpy as the other one. And I believe they both have the same number of pages in them. So anyway, I don't necessarily work in sketchbooks or anything, um but who knows, maybe I will. I like that it had this little like machine stitching on it, and I just thought they looked like nice tabs. So Shizen Design is the brand. If you're looking for something like that, you can find them on Blick, and I know that these did come from Blick. Okay, now the rest of it did actually come from Artists and Craftsmen. um So I got this little bag. They have this little like display of all these bags, and I have a few others of this. I'm pretty sure it's the same manufacturer, but I have this one. I've had this one for a long time. Um, always be yourself unless you can be a unicorn. Then always be a unicorn. And then it's funny because I also have this one that I keep my credit cards in. I'm not going to read it out loud. Anyway. This I've had for a long time too, that one. But anyway, so I saw this one and I just had to have it because I love the sewing machine. And these are made from recycled materials, and I think they're made out of animal feed sacks. You know, the ones that are kind of like plastic gunny sacks. So anyway, so I got this there, and then at the cash register, of course, I'm a sucker for impulse items. They have these little sets of colored pencils. So I haven't tried them yet, but aren't those adorable? They're like $5. Ridiculous. Anyway, and then this other little set of colored pencils. How do you open this? How does this open? I know that it's supposed to like slide open. There we go. Like that. So it's got a little tiny eraser, and it's so cute. And then a little sharpener, just kind of sets in there. And then the little pencils. Super cute, huh, guys? This you could put in your wallet, you know. And then it came in this little case. I think this one was like, yeah, oh, $8. Yikes. I shouldn't have bought those, but I had to have them because I love little things. See, because these are so cute. And then they had a display of all the Legion papers, sample sizes of all the Legion papers. And so I got the Stonehenge White, the Stonehenge warm white, and these are like drawing papers. Yeah, these are drawing papers. This one is like for, let's see, Myriad Printmakers. It's a printmaking paper. Yeah, it's a drawing paper. And then this is another drawing paper. It's a little thinner. Cotton, Lenox cotton, and then Stonehenge craft. But it's so cute. They're so cute. I did get 2 of the light cold press, but I've used them all already, so I can't show you those. But anyway, so then this is the Aqua cold press heavy, which is very heavy. I mean, this is like, that's like chipboard almost. And then the Stonehenge Aqua hot press, which is very smooth and yummy. So I think these were like $3 or something like that. And then a little mini Yupo translucent. And then a Yupo heavy, which is pretty thick. And then the Yupo medium. Okay. And what's cool about Yupo, I've figured out or learned, is that you can wash it off. Like, yeah, I don't think you can wash off like alcohol, but I know that like watercolor you can wash off, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so that, and then they have these bookmaking kits, which they were so cheap. They were like $7.95, something like that. And so it's like, well, I'm not gonna open that one, but so I got 4 of them. They had them in some other colors too, but I wanted to get kind of more like neutral. But I wanted them just for the paper, right? Like I didn't necessarily want to make them into books. I mean, they're basically a book already. So, I mean, I don't know how much more of a book it could be, since it's actually considered a kit, a bookmaking kit. But it's just really cool. And I'm assuming that it's probably made with recycled materials. I should probably know that before I say that, but anyway, it's just yummy paper. And then I got a black one and a brown one, and the other one that I didn't open is actually pink. So inside, like in the package, they give you the instructions. Okay, so you could cover these with some kind of decorative paper, like I showed you in the beginning of the video. So they give you 2 pieces of chipboard, and then another piece for a spine, and then they give you the instructions of, how to put it together and make it into a book. Okay, so it's kind of cool, and for $7-8, it was worth it. Worth it to me. Anyway, so I I got 4 of those. And then on that same aisle in that store, they had these, and I've seen these on Amazon too, where you can buy like a pound of paper scraps of mostly what's it called? Mulberry paper. And so they had those there. And so I bought one. I think it was like $15 or something like that. It might have been a little less than that because I did actually think about buying 2 of them. But this was all that was in. I mean, this is how much paper was in that pack. And honestly, it seems to me like each one is different. Like I don't think there's many. Well, there was 2 of the same. I was gonna say I don't think there's many repeats in here. There was another repeat, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Um, the way it was displayed, you could kind of see the patterns a little bit. So, but I had to open it up and put these with my other papers like this as soon as I got home. Now, these are different sizes, and so I am seeing repeats now, but that's okay. I mean, that's not terrible. There's a ton of different patterns though, right? Like tons of different patterns. Super cool. Oh, those are kind of neat. I like that one. So anyway, these are fun for collage or, um, to make tags or whatever. And so those go in my little box of other handmade papers and stuff, or decorative papers. These are marbled papers that came off of my A Gallo watercolor. So these are, it's actually watercolor paper. The marbled paper is actually glued onto watercolor paper, which is kind of weird. But anyway, so this is the rest of my, so a lot of these papers actually came from Spokane Art Supply here in town where I live. And I like them, but I've had these for a long time and I'm kind of tired of looking at them, so I don't use them that much. You know what I mean? This is just a piece of wrapping paper. This was somebody sent, this came wrapped around a gift that someone gave me. So this is another sheet of that paper. Anyway, there's some other batik papers from Spokane Art Supply. Anyway, so that's my little box of yummy papers. And then I also got some, did you guys see Carla's videos? Her series of videos where she was making journals out of the, what's this stuff called? Craft text. And I immediately went to Amazon and like started looking for it. And I was like, oh my God, that stuff isn't cheap. But they had it at that Artists and Craftsman store. So I got a few pieces of it and I want to try making some journals with it. I want to try doing some watercolor on it and see what happens, but I love it because it just seems so durable and it's like fabric, but it's paper. It's like paper, but it's fabric. It's like, what is it? Anyway, it's really, excuse me, it's really cool. So anyway, so I got this kind of like grayish buff color, and then I got the green and like what do they call this? I don't know. It's like yellow. Okay. So yeah, so that'll be fun to play around with. And then last thing from Artists and Craftsmen was this calendar. I just thought this was the coolest calendar. There's the images. I'm not like super into steampunk or anything, but I do love these images. So Improbable Contraptions by Mike Wilkes. So anyway, got me a calendar for next year. So maybe I'll be a little bit faster on my shipping times. Just kidding. Anyway, okay. So that's my little haul from Blick Art and Artists and Craftsmen in Seattle. If you have questions, you know, ask in the comments or you can send me an email or whatever. I am thinking I'm probably going to do another video today. I want to do some watercolor stuff. So just, I don't know, kind of play around. So anyway, thanks for all your feedback on that. I really, appreciate it because I don't know what you guys want to watch. Just saying. But I'm maybe going to get back to my roots a little bit here, Anyway, wouldn't it be fun to do some live streams? Oh, speaking of live streams, Carla and I are going to do some craft along with me kind of live streams, maybe more than one. I think she said like October 23rd or 27th or something like that. But I'll keep you posted. We'll get it scheduled and that kind of thing. But yeah, so that'll be fun with both of us together, and we'll just hang out and play and whatnot. And then I'm also thinking about doing kind of like a de-stash sale, like a live sale, maybe next week. Um, I have a bunch of stuff that I just want to, ugh, I just need to get rid of some stuff. You know what I mean? Um, things that I've had for a long time or that I have way too much of, like book pages, fabric, stuff like that. And, yeah, so anyway, so that's happening. I've got so many rubber stamps, you guys, that I'm thinking about just putting together like Ziploc bags of rubber stamps and kind of like giving them away, you know? Anyway, okay, guys, I love you and thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.